Hey, what's going on, you guys? In this video, wait, that was weak. Hey, what's going on, you guys? In this video, it's gonna be a special video. It's gonna be about a story time about the 500 milligrams edible high I took on my 20th birthday. So let's go straight into this video. Now, before I go into this story, disclaimer: this is only for educational and entertainment purposes only, and I don't really recommend smoking marijuana unless you want to, but I gotta say that for YouTube. But okay, so in this story, this happened on my 20th birthday. My birthday was in May, so this is way back in May, like 6 months ago. It was when we were locked down in quarantine, so I didn't have any plans that day. I couldn't really do much of anything other than getting stoned. So I'm like, all right, my only plan is, probably do a crazy amount of THC, like an edible version. So I haven't had edibles in a really, really long time. So this happened like on my birthday, whatchamacallit, I was just chilling. I woke up, I'm 20 years old. I'm like, shoot, I feel like a grown man, you know. So the first thing I did is smoke a 2 gram joint. Another thing even though I had class that day, I had to come to class a little bit stoned, but hey, that's what it is. It's my birthday, I can do whatever I want. So I come to class and actually no, yeah. I came to class because we weren't doing much anyways. It was one of the last days. So I come to class and after that, it was online, by the way. It was on Zoom. So I can't remember exactly what class it was, but it was some type of music class because I study music. After class, I immediately go back to smoking, I think. Yeah, because my birthday was on Tuesday. I immediately went back to smoking, and I didn't get this idea until towards the end of the day, because if I had like the idea of eating 500 milligrams, well, I took 450 milligrams to be exact, but it was very close to 500 milligrams. So right when it was like towards the end of the day on my birthday, it was like around 6 o'clock. I just created the idea of, oh, bet I should get some edibles tonight, because I haven't been very stoned in a very long time. So I call up the plug and I'm like, yo, let's go, do you have any edibles? I knew a person that was selling these punch bars edibles. I really like them. There are two type of edibles I really, really like: Cushy Punch and punch bars, because those are the only two edibles that actually do get me high like that. So I buy like two actually no, not two punch bars. I bought like 5 of them on my birthday. I was wilding out that day. But I was like, bet, I have like a whole bunch of edibles. I was planning to take 1,000. I want to take 1,000 at first, but I'm like, nah. Let me cut that back towards a half to 500. So I ate there were 225 milligram chocolate bars. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of those white and red boxes of punch bars type of things. Like, I don't know if you see those at dispensaries, but I know for sure you see it a lot in the street. So I had I had like 5 of them. If I wanted to do 1,000, but I'm like, nah, that's a little too much. I never went that high before, and I never went higher than 250 before. So let me just go to 500 and see how I feel. If I don't feel that high, then I'll go to 1,000. Because I thought I had a iron tolerance to edibles, but to this day I was wrong. So I ate 2 of them right after my birthday dinner. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, it was after my birthday dinner. I ate like 2 of them, and it didn't take very long to kick in. So I remember I brought an eighth, just to smoke for the night, because I was trying to smoke a lot on my birthday, even though I already did. I smoked like a 2 gram and another 1 gram joint. So, but I wanted to get really, really high on my birthday. That's how fiending I was. So, because it was quarantine, we had absolutely nothing to do. So I go to the plug, I get the edibles, and whatchamacallit, I went back home and I immediately eat those. I ate like 2. Actually, no, I forgot. I didn't go to the plug. The plug delivered it to me because it was my birthday. He was like, "Oh, I'll deliver it to you. It says it's your birthday." So that's how I uniquely remember this, because I didn't have to travel for it. So he dropped it off to me. I ate like 2 of them shits. Yo, these shits are very strong. And like I remember, like once I got the eighth, I came back home and I started breaking it down and to roll it up. and I rolled like 3 fat joints because an eighth is like 3.5. I think one joint was a 1.5, another one was a 1.5, so that's 3 grams, and another one was like a half a gram. So that's an eighth literally right there. So um once I remember this very vividly because like I remember I was on the third last joint on the tiny joint, the 5.5 joint, the half a gram joint, and like I was feeling like I was going like this, like why I can't control my emotion in my head? Why do I feel drunk? You know, because when the edible come up, it's kind of weird for me at least. Like it hits everybody very differently, but for me, how it kicks in, like it kind of feels like I'm semi very drunk, but then once I like stand up, then it feels like I'm stoned. You know, then it's like oh shit, I'm very stoned. I should run inside. So I remember it kicked in. It was kicking in because it was like it didn't take very long to kick in actually. Like it only took like 40 minutes to kick in. So I go and I immediately start packing everything up. I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm getting very stoned. Like holy shit, this is it. Because I was getting higher and higher and higher by every second. And so I'm like, holy shit, this is it. I gotta run inside. So I pack everything up. I get out of this garage. I'm going to run back into my house and whatchamacallit, I cooked up a couple of slices of pizza because I brought pizza this night, and I was thinking it was gonna help, but honestly, after I cooked, I baked the pizza in the oven. I took 2 slices out of it, and I walked back upstairs into my room, and immediately after I eat those 2 pizza slices, that's when everything started to get worse, like intoxicated wise, you know? Like I was just like it didn't help at all. Like after I ate it, I was just on my phone and I feel my heart racing like and I was like, holy shit. And I'm just sitting there kind of freaking out because edibles kick in very hard. Like they kick in very, very hard. And then in my head, I was just feeling like I'm clouded. Like I'm like, holy shit. You know, like what I do, like I'm very weird when I'm high. Like what I do when I'm high, I go for a bath, you know? Like I don't take baths normally. But when I'm in the bath, I'm very, very intoxicated. Like so intoxicated out of my mind. Cause like when you're high, very high, like your body feels very like gone. Like you don't feel like you're there, but you are at the same time. It's kind of weird. But right when it kicked in, I was on my phone. I remember it wasn't on this phone that I'm recording on. It was on my old iPhone 7, and I was just texting. I was Snapchat, and it's like after I Snapchatted somebody, it immediately kicked in very immediately. Like I dropped my phone. I was like, holy shit, I gotta go. And I ran to the bathroom, and the first thing I did is turned on the sink, and I'd had my it felt like I don't know why I was doing this because like it felt like I was freezing, but like at the same time I was high as hell because this night was hot. It was hot as hell this night. So at the same time I felt a little bit cold, but I was like, wait, I'm just very stoned. So the reason why I started up a very hot bath is because it felt like I was freezing, but I was just very, very stoned out of my mind, and like my eyesight was very like very, very shit. What we used to call it? Like, you know, it feels like broken mirrors, you know, like, you know how the broken mirror is? Basically, that's how your eyesight is when you're very, very stoned. So, at least for me. So, I turned on the sink. I had my hands in there like this. Like, you know, like, I was just breathing. I was like, I remember this because I was just feeling so stoned. And I had, like, I turned on the hot water. I wait till the sink fills up a little bit to dump my hands in there because it felt like I was having a heart attack. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was having a heart attack. I wanted to call the ambulance, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know, that's kind of a waste, and plus I don't want to catch a coronavirus and stuff like that. So I just try to immediately calm myself down because I know how to handle it. You know, because I have a lot of experience, but luckily I had a lot of experience, so I wasn't freaking out too much. You know, I just turned on the tub and I was like, all right, let me just take a bath. I should feel better in a little bit. And whatchamacallit, like, because I remember after I had my hands in the sink, I was like, because I was getting stoned, and then immediately I took it out. I was like, all right, I don't know, I'm good. You know, I'm Gucci. Let me just take a bath. and I should feel good afterwards because, you know, now it was spreading all over to my body, you know, because edibles, you usually feel a huge body high, you know, it's not like smoking and then you feel it in your head and you're Gucci. Nah, edibles, you feel it in your body like so hard. And I turned on the tub, it was hot water, and I put a little bit of cold water because I didn't want it to be too hot. And I felt like heaven. Once I jumped into the tub, I was like, yo, now I'm feeling better because my heartbeat was like going crazy. Felt like I was kind of freezing a little bit. But the second I hopped into a tub, I was just feeling like, oh, like it felt a lot better. And even though I was still feeling very stoned, but at least it felt a lot better than how I felt like 5 minutes before then. So the second I got into the tub, I'm just chilling. My phone was across the bathroom, and I wanted to call somebody because I was feeling super stoned, or like I don't know. I wanted to talk to somebody, but I'm like, nah. It was like midnight, so I didn't want to wake anybody up. It was like midnight around, like it was like 11 o'clock to like midnight by the time like the edibles fully kicked in, and you know, but I was like, nah, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to wake up anybody. You know, somebody could be sleeping. Even though around like midnight, somebody would still be awake, but I still didn't want to disturb, you know? So I was just sitting in the tub, and if I finally felt better, I didn't stay in there very long. I was only in there for like 20 minutes maximum. You know, I didn't stay in there long enough until you like your body soaks up and shit and your skin peels off. No, I didn't stay in that long. It was like I would say 10, 15 to 20 minutes because I couldn't count the time when I was very stoned, but I just stayed in there and, like a little bit until I felt a little bit better, you know? So I got out of the tub. I immediately put on a towel. Even though I was very stoned, I could barely feel the towel. I can barely feel myself drying myself. And I just walked into my room, and honestly, I just immediately just put on, like, I just put on an underwear. I didn't want to put on any other clothes. Like, I just put on an underwear and a t-shirt, you know, like boxers type shit, you know. I just put on I had boxers and a t-shirt on, and all I did for the rest of the night is just immediately went to bed, bro. Like, I immediately went to bed, and, whatchamacallit, immediately I woke up and I'm like, oh, like I still felt a little bit stoned, you know, mind you, I still felt a little bit stoned because 500 milligrams is like a lot of THC, you know, especially if you're not an edible taker every day. It's gonna hit you 10 times harder than the regular shit. So yeah, you know, after that, I woke up and I was like, man, I had a fun blast on my birthday. And I remember my sister texted me. She's like, are you okay? Were you okay last night? You know, you kind of sound like you freaked out. And I'm like, yeah, I just had like a lot of edibles, too much edibles. And I'll kind of be careful on that next time, you know? So yeah, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like story times like this. And I'll see you guys next time.